and welcome. I'm Lorelei of Namasturm Yoga. We're going to do a seated yoga stretch practice. Grab a block and join me. So if you don't have a block, you could also use something like a thick book. Sometimes you can use just like a little box, but we are going to sit on this to start with, so you kind of maybe want something a little more sturdy. A folded blanket would be another option, although it's soft, it can sometimes still give you a little height. So we're going to sit first in virasana. So for this, go ahead and put your block down and then sit on the block with your knees in front and then bring your feet up next to the block. If this is too difficult due to hips, knees, ankles, you can just sit cross-legged. That would be fine. This is just a little bit different than a cross-legged position in terms of how it works our hips, so I think it's nice to sometimes vary how we sit, even just sitting on our mat. Bring your hands to your knees. Move your shoulder blades back so it feels like your chest is a little lifted. We don't want to force that, but just to kind of encourage the posture that our body is actually intended to have, even though our daily life sometimes doesn't support it real well. Close your eyes, let your head float up on top of the neck. Tune into your breath here. Notice how you're feeling. So personally, I tend to practice and teach a lot of vinyasa style yoga, which is a little bit more vigorous and athletic, but I think it's important every once in a while to slow down and find an easy, calmer practice. And this also gives us a chance to kind of stretch some of those muscles that we work with all the time when we're exercising. Let's inhale, reach the arms out and up, and see if you can interlace your fingers but point the first two fingers up. Reach through those fingers, but keep your shoulders a little soft. And then we're just going to go over to the right for a little side stretch. Try to keep your sit bones down. Come back through center, and then go over to the left. This might be a small move, but some of you, if your spine's a little more flexible, if your side bodies are more open, you can go a little deeper. And then let's start to bring in the breath. So exhale as you go to your side stretch, and then inhale back up. And then switch to the other side. Now, if you're going further in your stretch, you might have to anchor the tops of your feet into the floor so that you don't come up off your hips. So just check in. The lower body needs to be stable so we can really give in with that upper body. And then from here, let's release the hands and take them instead behind the back. Interlace the fingers. If the fingers don't come together, you can grab like a little towel or a t-shirt or something to hold those hands together. Shoulders back, and then bring the hands up off of your waist if you can, so that you're getting a little stretch across the chest. Look up, and then on an exhale, let your shoulders round forward. You can bend your elbows, just drop your head down. And then inhale, pull the hands away from the hips, stretch the front of the body. Exhale, let the elbows bend, let the shoulders come forward, round the back, drop your head. Couple more times here, follow the breath. This is kind of like cat-cow, but we're also getting into the shoulders as well. All right, let's let that go, and we're going to drop off of our block. Now, some of you may still want to use this. We're going to take a Janu Shirshasana here. So one leg's going to extend out, and the other one's just going to kind of tuck in. If you tend to kind of round back and you feel like you're having a hard time keeping your torso up, I encourage you to sit up on the block. And that can kind of help to tilt you forward a little bit so that you're leaning into the forward fold much more naturally. If you don't have that issue, then I would say you don't use the block. You don't really need it. And then we're going to engage the quad, flex the right foot, and just let our upper bodies fold here. If your hamstrings are tight, you may not be ready to do a deep fold here. That's fine. Keep the knee bent. You can even use your block under the knee for a little support. So it doesn't need to be an extreme straight leg to be able to give you a stretch. And then come on up. And even for those of you who can straighten the legs, sometimes it just feels nice to have that block under there. It's just a different sensation. Let's take the left leg out and we'll do the same thing. So sole of the right foot comes in, right knee drops out. Angle yourself towards your left leg. Sit up on the block if you need it. Put the block under your knee if you need it. Or just take your fold simple. Come on up. We're going to bring both feet in for Baddha Konasana, which is bound angle pose. Couple of options. So the first would be to sit up on that block, as I mentioned before. The second would be to keep the feet away from the hips, and this is going to create more of a diamond. It's a little bit more of a stable base. You might not get as deep of a stretch, but it might feel good, and it just might be right for you. You can let yourself sink in. And the next would just be to bring the heels in closer, let the knees go wide, and you can use your elbows against your knees gently, as long as you also slightly push up against the knees with the legs, so we kind of engage the oppositional muscles. Finally, if you'd like, you can actually take this block under your feet. Now this is going to make the stretch deeper, and if what it does is it throws you back, then this isn't for you. But if you're able to still work your hips in and lean forward, it can feel real nice to have this block under your feet, giving a little height for the feet. All right, let's come on out of that. Let's keep the left foot tucked in, and if you've got the block, you can shift it. We're going to step the right leg over the left, and we're just going to take a simple seated twist. So using your left arm around or past the knee, turn over your right shoulder. Now, a couple of options would be binding. So if you want to bind, you're still going to use your left arm. You can either wrap that left arm under the left knee crook, reach behind with your right hand, try to get the fingers to clasp, and then if you've got that bind going, the arm should still be past the knee, and you're kind of just almost going to like pull out of the bind to twist right. The other binding option is left arm past that right knee. Bring the hand outside of the bottom knee and then grab for the right foot and then twist. If neither of those make sense to you, your body just can't figure it out, or it doesn't feel good, then just keep this twist real simple. All right, let's let that go, and we're going to switch sides. So we can just recross the legs. The right is under, the left is over. So we're going to use our right arm with the left leg. So simple, wrap around, or take it past and twist over the left shoulder. Binding, the right arm needs to come a lot past that left leg, and then this can be tricky, but if you can figure it out, go for it. You kind of got to thread your right arm under the left knee, and then reach behind with the left arm. And if it's not happening, don't worry about it. For me, I find this other bind to be a little easier, but some people find it more challenging. Right arm still past the left knee. Take it down and then take it past your right knee and then grab the inner left foot. Twist. And then let that twist go. Uncross your legs. Let's stay on our sit bones. We're going to take boat pose here, Navasana. So hands are going to come behind the thighs, shoulders back, lift the heart. Let the toes just kind of tap on the floor in front of you and really see if you can lean back just enough to feel those abdominals happening, and then let the shins come up to the level of your knees. You can stay with the hands behind the legs, or if you can just hold that, take the arms out. And then slightly deeper, straighten the legs. You may need to pull your heart closer to the legs as a counterbalance measure. Now we're going to bring the heels in. See if you can do this without bringing the feet to the floor. Wrap the arms around the legs, curl into a little ball. If the feet come down, it's okay, but see if you can keep the balance. And then on an inhale, we're going to extend out. Exhale, curl in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Just following the breath here. And then finally from here, go ahead and put the feet on the floor, curling in. Hands behind you. Let's step the right foot out a little. Pick up the left foot, cross the ankle onto the thigh above the knee. Now we're going to work both with the right foot and the hands to deepen this stretch. So you can start to slide your right heel in closer, which is going to move your shin towards you. And then you can also use your hands to press your chest towards your shin. Breathing here. Option to go deeper. If this doesn't suit you, then don't worry about it. But if you want to take a double pigeon, what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of scooch that right foot over until it lays on the floor and keep the left shin laying on top of the right shin. We don't want the heels tucked in. The shins kind of stack. And then we can fold in. If this is too much on your knees, just go back to that previous stretch. Breathe. And then one more option here is going to be to add a twist. Again, take this as far as you want to, but go back to the previous if it doesn't work. To do this, you're going to bring the left arm to the right, or to the sole of the left foot. So actually, same hand, same arm to foot, but. And then bring your right palm to press and twist. Whatever stretch you ended up in, just gently bring yourself out. Let's lean back, take the legs out, give them a little shake. Let's do the other side. So now we're going to slightly bend our left knee and we're going to cross the right ankle above the left knee onto the thigh. Scooch the left heel in, move your heart towards your shin, and breathe here. Okay, maybe double pigeon. So let your left foot wiggle over to the right side of the mat. Lay your right shin down on top of the left. Ideally, the shins should be like parallel, foot over knee and knee over foot. And then you can just fold on down. If you want to take the twist, you're still going to have some of this fold, so you're still going to be getting the hip stretch for the legs and the low body, but the upper body can twist by bringing the right arm, upper arm, to the sole of the right foot. Press palms and turn. Carefully come out of your twist. And let's take the legs out wide. So we're going to come to Upavishta Konasana, which is just a wide-legged seat. Flex the feet. Activate the legs a little bit. We're going to angle our body towards the right leg and fold down. So this is just a simple forward fold really for one leg, but we're going to add on here and sort of take what we gain in terms of depth from this pose and build it into the next variation that we're going to do. Now, I'm going to offer that a block might be useful for these next stages. So if you want to, if you can just bring your forearm down to the floor inside that right shin. But if it won't get there, just put the block down inside your leg and rest your forearm on the block. Take the arm up and over for a side stretch here. So either hand on block, or you can just have the arm inside. But we do kind of want the arm to rest so that it's not just like awkward, because we can actually push into that arm to help us twist. Now for some of you, if you're able to go deeper, you can start to reach these right fingers for like the ball of the right foot, right by the big toe, and then this left arm is going to come over the head. Now, not in front of the head, but over the head, like behind you almost. Grab the pinky toe side of the ball of the foot, and then you can use the hands to almost twist your body open. Okay, let's come up and we're going to go the other way, directing yourself towards your left leg. Fold in. Keep both feet flexed so both of our legs are still active. And then left arm is going to come down. Again, use the block if it won't reach the floor. So it could just be here and side stretch, or if it'll come to the floor, then side stretch. Again, so the way to kind of get into this hand grabbing foot situation, it's first of all going to require some, some flexibility in your leg, right? So you have to be pretty far into the fold to begin with, but you're going to try to get the left hand to the ball of the big toe side of the foot, and then the right arm is going to come up and over and reach for the pinky toe side of the ball of the foot. And then once you've got the foot, you can kind of pull on it to twist your body open. So it's almost like you're trying to twist the back of your body to lay on top of your leg. All right, take your time, come up out of your stretch. Let's go ahead and take the left arm across the body. Just pull it in with the right arm, a little stretch for the shoulder. You can turn and look to the left. Keep the legs engaged and feet flexed. Let's switch sides. Right arm across the body. Pull in with the left arm. Turn your head to the right. Come back to center. Now, a couple of options. We're going to do a simple forward fold. So the first thing, a block. If you have a hard time sitting upright here, if you feel like you're just hunching, you could sit on the block. But what I'm actually going to recommend this for is to put under your head. So many of us get partway down, not close enough to get our heads to the floor, but we could potentially get our head to the block. And then we can just rest the neck and relax more easily into the pose. If you don't need the block, if your head comes to the floor, that's fine. But you can go ahead and try it and take it to the level that it needs to be at. With the arms, they can simply be straight out. Another option would be to grab the big toes, pull on the big toes, move the shoulders onto your back, and lower yourself down that way. The final option, and this is a little bit deeper and more intense, so go for it if you can, but you probably do want to be able to get your head either on the floor or the block if you're doing this last one, is hands behind the back, shoulder blades together. These arms are going to work now as a lever to move you deeper into the pose. Keep engaging the legs and try to let your head rest down. At some point you might even find you can take your chin to the floor. Allow for that possibility. And then when you're ready to come on up nice and easy. Let's take the legs together again and give them a little shake out. All right. Let's bend the right knee, reach for the ball of the right foot, extend the leg up, pushing the foot into the hand. Leg does not need to be completely straight, but in addition to pulling the leg to the body, see if you can push the body to the leg. Now from here, we're going to take the left hand outside of the right leg and then just the right arm behind us. Little twist. Finally, those of you looking to go a little deeper today, we're going to try a compass pose. So you're going to keep hold of the right foot with the left hand. You're going to use your right hand under the right calf to kind of scoop that leg up and bring your knee over your shoulder so that this arm is under your knee. Now this arm can now come to the ground. You're going to grab around the front of your right foot with your left hand so that you're grabbing towards the pinky toe side, and then from here it's a matter of straightening the leg. The arm is going to move behind you. You can let your head move kind of through this window you've created and look up to the left. Come out when you're ready. Release carefully. Let's take that right leg out. Give it a shake if it needs it. And we'll do the left side. So we're going to bring the left knee in. We're starting just grabbing the ball of the foot. Extend the leg out and forward. Maybe gently drawing the leg towards you and drawing you towards the leg. And then right hand to the outer left foot. Let's take the left hand behind for a bit of a twist. this pose, optional of course, but what you're going to do is use your left hand under that left calf to hike that knee up over your shoulder. So your left arm is completely under your left leg. Right hand is going to come around the top of the foot and grab around the pinky toe side. Left arm is going to now extend down to the floor to kind of give you a little something to brace against. And then pushing the sole of the left foot into the right hand, let the arm start to move behind you. And this is a twist. This is a hamstring stretch. This is a shoulder opener. So it kind of does it all here. Do the best you can. And release. Duck your head back through and let it go. Let's take both legs out. Give them a little shake. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. We're going to kind of swan dive forward over the legs and then roll back up. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, dive down. And one more time. And this time as we dive down, let yourself hold in Paschimottanasana. If you need a block could be under your hips as usual. Block could be under your knees if the legs aren't completely straightening, allowing them to rest. Finally, if you'd like, block could be behind your feet, and you can push that block into your feet to keep them flexed and reach around the outside of the block to deepen your fold. Come on up. And let's go ahead and come to a cross-legged position. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Close the eyes, tune into the breath. And you may choose to stay seated for several minutes at the end of this practice, just to have a little bit of meditation now that we've really stretched our legs and the torso. Or you could come to your back and take a Shavasana practice. But I'm going to close with you now, so we'll end with a simple bow. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you wherever you are today. Thank you so very much for joining me and sharing this practice. Namaste. All right, as always, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the practice. And I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so very much, and I hope you'll join me next time. Take care. Bye-bye.